The morning of my brother's rehearsal dinner, I spent 45 minutes helping my 6-year-old daughter Emma choose which barrettes to wear in her hair. She had narrowed it down to 2 options with the seriousness of a person making a decision that genuinely mattered: tiny white daisies or little silver stars. She stood in front of the bathroom mirror holding one in each hand, considering her reflection like the fate of the evening depended on it. She chose the daisies. I told her they were perfect, and she believed me completely, the way children do when they still have no reason not to. She had known for 4 months that she was going to be the flower girl in my brother Ryan's wedding. She had practiced walking slowly down the hallway of our apartment so many times there was a faint scuff mark on the baseboard where she always turned around at the end. She took the job seriously. Not in a performative way. In the pure, wholehearted way small children take seriously anything they think belongs to them. My husband Derek loaded the car while I finished getting ready. He had already ironed his shirt the night before, set Emma's shoes by the door, and bought a card for Ryan and his fiancée Madison without being asked. He was the kind of person who never made anything harder than it needed to be. While I stood in the kitchen, debating whether I should bring a hostess gift to a dinner I had technically helped plan, Derek put his hand on the small of my back and said, "You already did enough. Let's just go." We drove 40 minutes to the Harrow Inn, the venue Madison's family had rented for the weekend. It sat at the edge of a lake, white-columned and quietly expensive, the kind of place that made you feel like you should lower your voice when you walked in. Emma pressed her face to the car window most of the drive. "Is Uncle Ryan going to be happy when he sees me?" she asked. "Very happy," I said. "Is he going to see my barrettes?" "Definitely the barrettes." She sat back, satisfied. I watched her in the rearview mirror, her small face composed and ready, and felt that specific warmth that comes from watching your child be excited about something simple and pure. She didn't know about family politics or social calculations or adults making cowardly choices and calling them logistics. She just knew she had a job to do and she was ready. Then my phone buzzed as Derek pulled into the parking area. A text from my mother. "Hey, can you come around to the garden entrance instead of the front? I need to talk to you before you come in. Don't bring Emma yet. Have Derek wait with her." I read it twice. "Everything okay?" Derek asked. "My mom wants to talk to me outside first. Alone." He gave me the quiet, careful look he reserved for things that didn't add up. I told Emma I was going to say hi to Grandma and that she should stay with Daddy and show him the daisies again because he hadn't appreciated them properly yet. That bought me 90 seconds. My mother was waiting near a wrought iron bench by the garden entrance, hands clasped in front of her in the exact posture she used when she was managing something. "What's going on?" I asked. She exhaled and looked briefly toward the parking area. "Madison's younger sister has a daughter, Brooke. She's 5, and Madison asked a few weeks ago if Brooke could be the flower girl instead. Because she and Emma don't know each other, and she wanted it to feel more cohesive." I stared at her. "Emma has been practicing for 4 months. I know. She's wearing the dress. She's wearing the barrettes. She has talked about this every day for 4 months. I know, honey. I'm sorry. Ryan should have called sooner." Madison felt awkward about it, and it kept getting pushed back. "And she's 6, I said. Something tightened in my chest so fast it almost felt physical. My mother's expression wasn't guilt. It was something colder than that. The calm certainty of someone who had already accepted the decision and was waiting for me to do the same. "It's Madison's wedding," she said. "It's her day. She wants the wedding party to feel like her family." Her family? As if Emma wasn't Ryan's family. As if I wasn't. "And we're what exactly?" I asked. Her voice shifted into that familiar register she used when she wanted me to stop being difficult. "I need you to be gracious. Ryan is stressed. Madison is stressed. Tonight just needs to go smoothly. The last thing anyone needs is you making this harder than it needs to be," she said. I stood there in the garden with the rose bushes coming into bloom and the faint sound of string music drifting from inside, and I forced myself to take one full breath in and one full breath out. "Okay," I said. "I need a minute." When I walked back around the building, Derek was crouched beside Emma, pointing at something in the gravel. Probably a bug. She looked up immediately when she saw me, but it was Derek who read my face first. "What happened?" he asked, once Emma was distracted again. "They replaced her," I said. "Madison's niece is the flower girl. They decided weeks ago and just never told us." He was quiet for exactly 1 beat. "How do you want to handle it?" I looked at Emma counting white rocks in the gravel lot, announcing each one with satisfaction, and said the only thing I knew for sure. "I have to tell her." I crouched down and took both her hands in mine. "Hey, Bug, I have to tell you something, and it's a little bit sad, but we're going to be okay." She studied my face with that unnervingly focused attention children sometimes have. The flower girl job changed a little bit, I said. There's another little girl who's going to carry the flowers at Uncle Ryan's wedding. She was quiet for a second. Did I do it wrong? She asked. The walking? My throat closed so fast I almost lost my voice. No, you did it perfectly. This has nothing to do with your walking or anything you did. They decided they wanted someone from Madison's family to do it. She considered that. So, I don't get to carry the basket. Not this time. She looked down at her shoes. The daisies in her hair caught the light. Can I still go to the party? Yes. Can I still wear the dress? Absolutely. She nodded once. Okay, is there food? There was something almost unbearable about that. The size of her disappointment, the size of her recovery. We went inside. The rehearsal dinner was set up in the inn's main dining room with long tables, cream linen, candles, low flowers, and about 30 people already drinking wine and talking too loudly in the warm way people do when they assume the evening belongs to them. I saw Ryan across the room with his arm around Madison's waist. He looked like people often do the night before their weddings, a slightly brighter, better-lit version of himself. Madison saw me before he did. Something moved across her face. Not guilt. More like irritation that a handled problem was still standing there, in a yellow dress. Then I saw the other little girl. White dress, pale pink sash, small wicker basket already looped over one arm. Emma saw it too. She didn't say anything. She just looked at the basket, then at me, then back at the basket. She understood the rest of the story without needing it explained. Then she reached for my hand. Dinner moved the way rehearsal dinners do. Toasts, laughter, glasses clinking, plates arriving and disappearing. Emma ate chicken, most of Derek's bread roll, and told an elderly couple beside us a detailed story about a frog she had once seen in our backyard. She did not cry. She did not mention the basket. She was 6 years old, and she was handling disappointment with more dignity than most adults I knew. I was still holding myself together when I slipped out after the main course and went to the restroom and stood at the sink with the water running, pressing wet hands against my face, not crying. Just needing one room where I didn't have to look fine. I had bought that dress. I had driven to 3 different stores to find the right one. I had bought the daisies. I had practiced the walk with her in our hallway. 4 months of this is my job, and I'm going to do it well. And my brother had not called me. He had let my mother handle me in a garden while my daughter counted rocks in the parking lot. When I came back through the lobby, my phone buzzed. It was my father. Come find me. Outside on the east porch now, please. My father did not text during family events. My father barely texted at all. He was standing at the railing looking out at the lake when I came outside, his jacket on even though it wasn't cold. Your mother told me about the flower girl, he said. Then she told me during appetizers like it was a scheduling update. I didn't say anything. Ryan knew for at least 3 weeks, he said. He asked your mother to handle it because, and I'm quoting the text I just read on her phone, Sarah will make it a whole thing, and I can't deal with that right now. I stared at him. He called me a thing, I said quietly. My father rested both hands on the railing and looked out at the lake for a long moment. Your brother has had every benefit of every doubt for 30 years, he said. Every time something was hard, someone made it easier. I have been one of those people. But tonight settled something for me. Then he told me that 6 weeks earlier, my grandmother's estate had finally been settled. There was a piece of land in Vermont, the one with the rickety dock, the cold lake, the fireflies, the summer place Ryan and I had loved as children. She had left it to him, and he had planned to divide it equally between us. I changed the documentation last week, he said. This is not because of the flower girl. I want to be clear. It's because of a pattern I have watched for years and failed to name, but tonight confirmed it. He turned and looked at me. The land goes to you. Before I could answer, he reached into his pocket again and handed me a small green velvet pouch. Inside was my grandmother's gold bracelet, the one with the tiny oval locket. The one I had assumed was long gone. Your mother gave it to Madison 3 months ago as a welcome to the family gift, he said, without asking me. She said your grandmother would have wanted Madison to have it. I asked for it back. It was returned this afternoon. It had a designated recipient. I closed my fingers around it so tightly the chain pressed into my palm. I'd like to go back inside and say something, he said. You don't have to. I know, he said. I'm going to anyway. So I went in with him. He didn't tap a glass or raise his voice. He just stood near the head table until the conversations nearest him slowed, then stopped, and the silence spread across the room. I'd like to say something, he said. And I want to say it here because this family has a habit of having important conversations in private so they can be managed. I'm not interested in that approach anymore. The room went still. My daughter drove 40 minutes tonight with her child, who had believed for 4 months that she was the flower girl in this wedding. They were stopped outside before they came through the front door and told, without warning, that the role had been given to someone else. No one called. No one gave them the chance to prepare. Because my son asked his mother to handle it for him. No one looked directly at Ryan, which told me everyone wanted to. The way my daughter was treated tonight was wrong, my father said. Emma is Ryan's niece. She is family. She deserved a phone call. And I am saying this out loud because I am tired of waiting until it is more convenient to say true things. Then he looked at Ryan and said, I love you. That is why I'm saying it. And stepped back. The room stayed suspended for 1 second longer. Then conversation returned in cautious waves, like water settling after something heavy has been dropped into it. My mother appeared at his elbow, voice low and tight. Robert, this was not the moment. I know you believe that, he said, and walked away from her. Derek appeared beside me with Emma on his hip. She was watching my father with bright, serious interest. Grandpa said something, she observed. He did, Derek said. Was it a toast? My father held out his arms, and she went to him immediately. I like your barrettes, he told her. They're daisies, she said. I know, your grandmother used to grow them. A little later, Ryan came over to me, without an audience this time. I should have called you, he said, the day it changed. I'm sorry. You should have, I said. He looked across the room at Emma, now carefully eating another dinner roll. She doing okay? She's 6, I said. She's better at disappointment than most adults I know. He winced. I'll make it up to her, he said. Maybe she can walk with the bridal party at the ceremony. Talk to Madison first, I said. And don't promise her anything that might get pulled again. To his credit, he did. At the wedding, the coordinator brought Emma up to walk at the start of the processional holding a single white peony Madison had chosen and tied with ribbon to match her dress. It wasn't the basket. It wasn't 4 months of practice, but Emma held that flower like it mattered and walked slowly and carefully and exactly right. When she reached the front and found us in the 3rd row, she smiled the biggest smile I had ever seen. 2 weeks later, I put my grandmother's bracelet on for the first time on an ordinary Tuesday morning while Emma ate cereal at the kitchen table. Pretty, she said. It was your great-grandmother's. She accepted that with solemn approval and went back to breakfast. Ryan and I have been trying, slowly. My mother is harder. My father calls every Thursday just after 6. He and Emma now have an ongoing conversation about a cardinal at his feeder that Emma named Gerald. He sends her pictures. Last week he mailed her a photocopied page about cardinals from a bird book in an envelope with her name on the front. She keeps it on her nightstand. The bracelet goes on most mornings now. Some days Emma asks me to open the locket so I can read the verse tucked inside in my grandmother's handwriting. She doesn't always understand the words, but she listens as if she does. That's enough for right now. That is more than enough.